Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the book of Hebrews. Today we're still in Hebrews chapter 8. We're going to look at verses 1 through 6 in this session, or begin to look at it. Now, we saw the first couple of verses in this chapter yesterday, and the author made the point that Jesus serves in the true tabernacle, the heavenly tabernacle. Now, he's referencing the tabernacle from the Old Testament. You remember it was the place of worship built by Israel at Mount Sinai. Remember when Moses was on Mount Sinai for those 40 days, he received instructions from God for the building of the tabernacle, the place of worship. The instructions were very detailed, and the Israelites followed them precisely. This was their portable place of worship for many years throughout the wilderness wanderings. And even when they entered the promised land throughout the years of the judges, and then for the first couple of kings of Israel, it was only in the time of Solomon that the temple was built. And the temple was according to the same pattern as they had used in the building of the tabernacle. But the author of Hebrews is talking about the tabernacle, their place of worship. And in the coming chapters, he's going to go into some detail about all the furnishings of the tabernacle and how they were all fulfilled in Jesus. But in these first few verses of chapter 8, he contrasts and compares the tabernacle Moses built with the true tabernacle, the heavenly tabernacle. Here's what he says. Now, the main point of what we are saying is this. We do have such a high priest who sat down at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in heaven, and who serves in the sanctuary, the true tabernacle set up by the Lord, not by a mere human being. Now, every high priest is appointed to offer both gifts and sacrifices, and so it was necessary for this one also to have something to offer. Now, if he were on earth, he would not be a priest, for there are already priests who offer the gifts prescribed by the law. They serve at a sanctuary that is a copy and a shadow of what is made in heaven. This is why Moses was warned when he was about to build the tabernacle. See to it that everything you make, you do so according to the pattern that was shown you on the mountain. But in fact, the ministry Jesus has received is as superior to theirs as the covenant of which he is mediator is superior to the old one, since the new covenant is established on better promises. Now, notice talks about the true tabernacle and the tabernacle Moses built. But the tabernacle Moses built, the author of Hebrews says, was a copy, a shadow of what was in heaven. In other words, the tabernacle that Moses built for the people of Israel, according to the instructions he received on Sinai, was to be a teaching tool to teach the people of a heavenly reality. That heavenly tabernacle is the reality, and the tabernacle on earth was a reflection or a shadow or a copy of that reality. That's what I meant in several sessions when I said it was prophetic of what Jesus would do. For when Jesus came, he came to establish a new covenant, a better covenant that is superior, because it is the fulfillment of all that was shadowed by the old tabernacle. So what we see in the tabernacle of the Old Testament, all the sacrifices and the offerings, they were extraordinarily important. But they were not a permanent solution. They did not provide salvation from sin on an enduring basis. But no, they pointed to the one who would one day come as our great high priest. Now remember, he would not be a priest of the tribe of Levi. He would not be a descendant of Aaron, but he would be a priest in the order of Melchizedek. In other words, the very Son of God would come one of us, and would become our priest. And the offering of his own blood would be the sacrifice once for all to take care of sin, and that would fulfill the heavenly reality. So he portrays and shows Jesus as ascending victoriously back to heaven. After the crucifixion, after the resurrection, the ascension, sitting at the throne, the right hand of the majesty, performing ministry in the true tabernacle. In other words, providing for our eternal salvation. So the days of the old tabernacle, those days are over. Now the new tabernacle, the heavenly reality, it is fulfilled because Jesus, as our great high priest, has offered the sacrifice for our sins, thus establishing the new covenant by his blood, the New Testament, and the new life of the people of God through the ultimate sacrifice of Jesus' blood on the cross for our salvation. Wow, what a message. Now, he's got more to say, and he's going to talk some more detail about it. But what a wonder it is to know that Jesus, our great high priest, ministers in the true tabernacle and has obtained eternal salvation for us by his blood shed on the cross of Calvary. Hope you join us next time for our next 5-minute Bible study in the book of Hebrews.